Do you know what's fucked up? Ducks. Hear me out. Over generations, to ease the frustration of mating, the male duck's penis evolved into the shape of a corkscrew. But not a corkscrew in the sense of a bottle of wine you share between two consenting adults. No. But to corkscrew into an unwilling female, rendering her unable to pull away. I know. Now, the female duck, though, tolerating this type of trauma for far too long, was forced to evolve as well, rerouting her reproductive organs to where their vaginas become multiple tunnels. The woman body, just another maze to men, taking what little power back they can by choosing who, in fact, will be the one to fertilize her egg. And imagine that. Rape being so prominent in your culture that the only remedy is to evolve, to combat your attacker. Or evolving to become a better one. But it's nature, right? It's natural. Boys will be boys. Ripples in the water are merely blurred lines. Mating calls, cat calls. What's really the difference? Her existence could easily be mistaken for a mating ritual. I mean, come on. She was drinking all that pond water, right? All that body and no boundary bound to rustle a few feathers. Her clothing, the only material witness, is then blamed for being there in the first place. So I'm at a family party watching my cousins play a game of duck, duck, goose, but all I can see are 1-in-3 ratios. So I go inside where the TV's on playing the news, but it's nothing new, just another white male with no jail time getting off on rape charges again. And you see, hate is a learned trait, and these stories are fed like breadcrumbs for the youth of America to learn from. And I pray them too naive to notice, fearing they're slowly evolving the wrong way, that these stories become educational instead of informative. I mean, we have Donald fucking Duck for a president, again, removing all accountability while corkscrewing himself into every unwelcome situation. He opens his mouth, all I hear is flapping. This locker room talk, half the nation clapping, denying rape culture, but only acknowledge it with this undeniable fear when they're the ones expecting a baby girl. They know this world just ain't ready for another woman to spread her wings, but it's just guy talk, right? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must get the benefit of the doubt. After all, it is the bills that do all the talking, right? Making the water just murky enough for those Brock Turners to hide back in the mainstream. You see, hate is a learned trait, but how long before nurture just becomes our nature? How long before we evolve into our own evil? The female duck formed her organs into catacombs, creating this dead-end tunnel, this graveyard buried inside of them. And then I go back to the backyard where I find my nieces sitting in this V formation, waiting to get their picture taken, but each one of them are making a duck face. A hero and a coward have the exact same fear, but it's what they do with that fear that separates them. As a firefighter, we dream of when the call comes in from dispatch to throw on our gear and get on the scene because we fight fire and don't fear getting burned. Have you ever seen fire before? I mean, up close and in all of its glory? It's a dangerous rainbow of cold reds and blistering blues. Your anxieties melt away in its warmth as they hold you like a protective parent. So if you don't panic, you can hear it pray for you in its crackle. It's a blessing and a beauty how it dances up a wall and down a hallway, takes oxygen into its lungs, trying to breathe long enough to have a mind of its own, and we see a flame and then morph into moths. This innate instinct to welcome the light, because there is nothing more beautiful than a burning building. Nothing more honorable than being willing to die in it. This is what we train to do. We get the call, hear the alarm, hop on the rig, and go to a home swelling with smoke, fire blowing out the front windows as smoke clouds and crowds surround us on the street. And then I run past two police. I hear one of them say, "I don't know how you do this shit. I'd be running the other way." And I want to call the cop a coward. How could you not enter a building bursting at the seams with screams for help? There is no such thing as friendly fire in my profession. May 24th, 2022, at Robb Elementary School, police were quoted saying they were afraid of his battle rifle. What if we feared fire the way they feared being fired at? We see flames and become phoenix, running in the direction of resurrection, our burning rebirth. A cop should see a bullet shining and want to live in that spotlight or die trying. We know fire is not a gentle master, but bullets are a cruel teacher. Reed defines the term student body, 19 children, 2 teachers all die by their desks while the cops have recess in Uvalde, Texas. So imagine firefighters standing outside with children trapped inside. Don't. That's why they call us the bravest. Dangerous environments, we embrace them. So don't compare us. We're all smoke. They're all mirrors. A hero brings a hose to hell while a coward fears the line of fire and won't infiltrate a school while being fired at the way we enter an inferno sweating bullets. And if fire cannot burn it, then it will harden like the heart of a parent whose child's life was discarded. So if you can't stand the heat, get the fuck out the job description. This is what we signed up for. And the girl once told me that if she's ever assaulted, she would yell fire instead of help because fire attracts more people. It might save her life. So maybe we should teach students to yell fire. At least then they'd get the help from someone who isn't afraid to fight. Far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a wrestler. My friends and I, we'd jump off the top ropes of trees and powerbomb each other into pools, and my favorite was a religious man. My God wears denim shorts and a leather vest, no Bible, just one verse. Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass, and as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be stone cold. And they called him the rattlesnake, beer can in one hand, middle finger in the other. That 97 SummerSlam changed me forever. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be stone cold. Until I became it. That first drink, it rested in my mouth like sweet chin music, tasted like the rest of my life, and I felt unbeatable, a fucking superstar. Give me a hell yeah, and I'll drink Heineken into holy water, drown a mound of rock bottoms into a wishing well, slamming shots, woo! Just be my nature, boy. My name written in neon bar lights because I've always been drawn to the sound of broken glass, like theme music. And I come from a legacy of wrestlers with a low tolerance for alcohol, even lower for bullshit. Every can of whoop ass I open myself. What is pride? But a pack of lions gnawing at your knuckles, hands sinking into someone like wet cement, a scar just as good as any signature. And no matter which way you flip it, every weekend's war left me raw by Monday night. So I began to think that I drink too much. So I gave up thinking. I lost a lot of friends who couldn't put the smack down and found them dead, holding a razor's edge around bags of gold dust. This degeneration where X marks the spot and the plot thickens like blood clots because all you got is Triple H. Halfway homes or hospitals. And I don't fear the Undertaker. Every day's a fucking casket match. My belligerence strapped to my waist like a world title. My family, just another audience to watch my downfall. As my mother's heart dropped faster than Owen, knowing her son is destined to die a superstar. And she prays for peace, but nothing makes this man kind. Letting her down was my specialty. How I'd stun her again and again, and it's the drunk that doesn't worry about dying from alcohol. We just worry about running out of alcohol before it happens. What's a rattlesnake without his venom, right? It's so easy to call wrestling fake when social drinking is so acceptable. You don't have a problem, you're just a good time. As the Crown Royal rumbles in my stomach, the JD droops my mouth like JR, and I've worked so fucking hard at not being the man I once was, yet my mouth, it still waters when my friends order drinks, thinking maybe I can, but then I hear the crowd again. After all, everyone's fucking wrestling with something.